Welcome to our YouTube channel. So if you haven't been here before, I am Dr. Andrea Shanowski from Freedom Chiropractic and Holistic Health in Peoria, Illinois, and our YouTube channel, Health and Horsepower. I am here today to tell you more about this flu season. So I have had a large number of patients the past couple weeks that have been calling in due to flu in their household. So I wanted to give you some tips today on things you should be doing to help make your flu season a little bit easier. So when it comes to the flu, understand that this is called gastroenteritis. That means we have inflammation of our stomach or our intestines, and we can have symptoms of everything from vomiting and diarrhea to nausea and loss of appetite. You can also have symptoms of headaches, fever, cramps, chills, muscle pain, and even dehydration. Now, the biggest concern when it comes to flu is dehydration. We want to make sure that we are looking and watching out for any symptoms of having a dry tongue or lips. We want to make sure that if we have any symptoms of cold and blotchiness on our hands or feet or rapid breathing, that is a sign that we may need to seek out medical treatment. If you have any kiddos in your house that are having flu symptoms, if they are an infant and they've had less than 6 diapers, that is definitely a situation where they may be dehydrated. If you have toddlers in your household, if it's been 8 hours and they haven't used the restroom, that's another sign of dehydration. And if you have kiddos that still have soft spots on the top of their head, if that soft spot is sunken in or if they have sunkenness to their eyes, those are emergency situations that you need to call your doctor for. Typically, when it comes to the flu, we want to make sure we're getting plenty of rest. Rest is when your body heals, so it's very important to make sure that you are getting plenty of rest. Fluids is another thing because dehydration, like I said, is a huge issue, especially if we're having vomiting and diarrhea. So typically I recommend doing a ginger ale like Verner's. You can warm that up as well, like a tea. You can also do electrolyte drinks like Pedialyte or Gatorade or even coconut water. Another thing that can be really helpful are herbal teas. Any herbal teas that have licorice root or peppermint or garlic, ginger, or even cinnamon can be really helpful. Another thing you can do is essential oil over the stomach or intestines. Peppermint is the best one. Typically, peppermint is pretty strong though, so you may want to dilute that down, mix it in with some lotion or some oil like almond oil or coconut oil or even olive oil so that it's not as strong. Typically, the ratio that you'd want to use for peppermint is going to be 2 to 10. So 2 drops of peppermint oil and 10 drops of a carrier oil. If you do have vomiting for your family members or for yourself, you want to avoid food. So you want to starve the flu. That means don't push foods until we get our hunger back. During that time when you're vomiting, you want to make sure you're doing sips of ginger ale as well as sips of electrolytes or coconut water so that you are keeping your hydration levels up and trying to make sure we're getting some sugars in the body. If you have somebody that's vomiting, a quick tip, you can take a garbage bowl, like a garbage can or even like a bowl. You want to put a paper towel in the bottom to absorb any liquids. And then I would recommend putting some plastic like bags inside of it, and you can layer those. So when you do vomit, it's really easy to lift that top one out, tie it off, and get rid of it. When it comes to the flu, we want to make sure that we are seeking out medical treatment when it is necessary. So if you have not been able to keep liquids down for 24 hours, that is a time when you want to call your doctor. If you are having symptoms of dehydration, so again, dry tongue and lips, rapid breathing, cold and blotchiness on your hand and feet, and for kiddos, sunken soft spots or eyes, as well as less than 6 wet diapers for infants or no urination or going to the restroom for 8 hours for toddlers, that's definitely a situation you want to call your doctor. And most of the time, they're going to tell you to go to prompt care or ER so they can do an IV of fluids. Another thing is if you are vomiting blood or if you have bloody diarrhea, definitely another situation where we have enough irritation that there is bleeding. So definitely call your doctor in that situation. If you have a fever of 103 or higher, that is a situation where we can start to have risk factors for brain damage. So typically I recommend putting a cool cloth on the forehead as well as on the back of the neck to get temperature down. You can also do a cool bath. I'm not a big fan of cool baths because then you're going hot and cold when you get back in bed. So typically cool cloths on the forehead and the back of the neck, trying to keep that temperature down, and then making sure we're getting plenty of rest, plenty of fluids. And when we do get hungry again after vomiting, typically you want to follow a BRAT diet, which is going to be bananas, white rice, applesauce, as well as toast. And usually it's recommended that you do white or sourdough. We don't want to add a lot of fiber in because that can irritate intestines that are already inflamed. My favorite thing to offer after vomiting is crackers and Gatorade or ginger ale. or coconut water or Pedialyte, whatever you have is fine. And then another thing I like to do is white toast with peanut butter and banana slices on top. So it's kind of a warm treat, but you've also got your sugar from your bananas, you've got your protein from your peanut butter, and then the toast to kind of help soothe the stomach. So if you need any more tips or you need any more help, you can definitely give our office a call or shoot me a text if you'd like some suggestions. Those are kind of all encompassing though. So hopefully that'll help you stay safe this holiday season and the flu season as well. And in the meantime, make sure that you stay hydrated and get plenty of rest so you can help your body heal. Because we need to remember that fever is a normal symptom. That's our body's way of trying to fight off the bad guys, as well as vomiting. Same thing. We're trying to get rid of anything that is irritating our stomach so your body can focus on healing. So if you have any questions, like I said, give my office a call or shoot me a text and we can give you some suggestions on how to stay safe. But if you have any of those symptoms of dehydration, or any of the other symptoms I talked about, please contact your doctor so we make sure we keep you healthy this season. Have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your weekend.